Hello, Wadsworth Public Library friends. I'm Mrs. Tenney. In today's program, I'm going to share with you is Let's Visit England. It's one of our summer reading club programs. And so first of all, I'm going to read B is for Big Ben. And I know for my older kids, you're like, is this going to be an alphabet book? Kind of, but it takes us on a mini tour through England. And then I'm going to describe two crafts. And hopefully you'll come and see us in the library and grab the packet. And you'll get to see, maybe you can come to the program at the library because we're having in-person programming. I hope we see you. Okay, so our book is called B is for Big Ben. It's an England alphabet. And for our older kids, don't worry. It's not really like an alphabet, like little kids' book, right? And so, let me go back through here. Our author is Pamela Duncan Edwards. Okay, and our publisher is Sleeping Bear Press. So in the front of this book, if you decide to check it out, it shows you a map of England. I don't know if you can see that through there. And it has Scotland up here, okay? If you were to call it, they call it Great Britain, this whole area, okay? England is the green part on this map. And so Wales and Scotland, and then lower part is now you're into Europe. Okay, it's a whole nother continent, and then there's another country. It actually matches up right there with France. And on the big map, it shows you right where England would be. It's pointing. So hopefully you'll come in the library. We have lots of books about England. Look behind me. I have just a couple fact books, like nonfiction books about England, then a couple picture books about England. So hopefully you'll come in and grab those and learn all about this country today. All right, so let's start out here. There's a lot of other information that I'm not going to read because it would take a long time, but you can do that on your own. A is for the Anglo-Saxons. From Northern Europe, the Saxons came. They had heard that England's fame. They were thrilled by what they saw, so they stayed forevermore. Right? B is for the British Isles. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales make up the British Isles. These gentle islands, green and pleasant, are loved by the Anglophiles, which is people who like England. C is for castles and cathedrals. Castles here, castles there. The Normans built castles everywhere. Some were simple, some were grand. Some now are ruins, and some still stand. D is for Domesday Book. When the Normans conquered England, and the new king did command, record the name of everyone who lives in this fair land. E is for explorers, courageous and curious. These explorers of old discovered new lands, braving storms, heat, and cold. F is for famous folk. There have been many famous people from England through the years. Many artists, poets, writers, scientists, and engineers. G is for Guy Fawkes. We celebrate the 5th of November, a day the English always remember. Around the crackling bonfires we dance and sing. It's a day Guy Fawkes failed to blow up the king. So you can see there's like different holidays, and it actually describes these. I'm reading these little parts that begin with the letter of the alphabet, but there's these other sections in this book. And we have a whole series of these books at the library, and they talk a little bit about what each letter stands for, and then they're talking about more information on it, okay? So there's lots of other things here. So H is for historic sites, Roman walls and ancient cathedrals, or a palace where the kings or queens reign. There are sites exciting to see and visit again and again. Here we go. Let's say I is for inventors, clever people with ideas. If they hadn't been so smart, we might still be traveling with horse and a cart. So you can see they're talking about the steam engine here, so it'll tell you more information on the side about it. All right, J is for the crown jewels, kept in the Tower of London. They are magnificent and rare. These diamonds, pearls, and rubies will make you gasp and stare. K is for kings. K is for the English kings, some strange, some good, some bad. Take, for instance, George III, whom everyone thought mad. L is for London. Almost 2,000 years ago, London was founded by Rome. Today, 7 million people make this capital their home. Okay. M is for monarchy. Monarchy means our queens and kings, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. That is the anthem that England sings. N is for natural resources. England once depended on iron ore and coal. Then North Sea oil and natural gas were found and play their role. Almost done here. O is for Oxbridge, England's 2 top universities. Are head of the rest. Oxford and Cambridge are simply known are the brightest and the best. P is for Parliament. The Palace of Westminster is the place where Parliament meets. Here titled lords and ladies and commoners take their seats. Q is for Queens. 6 queens in all have sat in the royal throne. 2 of them were the greatest monarchs that England had ever known. R is for Rivers, with coastlines and rivers and mountains so grand. Nature has blessed this green, pleasant land. S is for, you're going to guess it's Stonehenge. Huge standing stones placed by his prehistoric man. Are they ancient calendar or perhaps a temple was the plan? T is for transportation by land, sea, and air. We travel around and some of our trains run the underground. U is for a Union Jack. The proud United Kingdom flag flutters red, white, and blue. It's the flag of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland too. V is for the HMS Victory. Lord Horatio Nelson stood on deck in a famous battle at sea. This brave and valiant captain soon made the enemy flee. W is for William Shakespeare. This well-known clever playwright is the world's most famous will. He wrote plays and poems and sonnets on parchment with a quill. H is for export, when we sell goods with other countries. The money that we earn helps us pay for all the things that we buy in return. Y is for Yeoman Warders. These are the men who guard the tower, where many still believe a queenly ghost walks every night, her head beneath her sleeve. And Z is for Zero. Are you in the east or the west when you stand here? This imaginary line will make it very clear. So you see this? So these are just different landmarks and things that are in England. So like I said, it wasn't really like a children's young picture book. And there's a whole series of these books. Like B is for Buckeye, the one about Ohio. So there's all kinds of these books, and I think you'd enjoy them. So come on, check them out this summer. All right, so in the packet that you will come to the library and get are all kinds of things, but there's this list. It has a general list of titles that you could check out, and we have a lot of other books about England or written by English authors. I have 2 British foods down here. One of them are British scones, and then a full English breakfast. And that's something that we would want to look up. And we have recipe books in the library that you could look and see what a full English breakfast is, and recipes for how to make scones with clotted cream and jam. So there's lots of other foods that are traditional foods for England, but I thought I'd include those 2 in your packet. There's general facts about England, a map of England and United Kingdom, so you could see that. And on here in the middle are virtual field trips. And all you're going to do is type in the address into your web browser, and then you can look and see virtual field trip for England, and it'll take you through so you could see it. If you can't travel there, at least you could see what the real country looks like. Okay, and then I listed like animals, and there's like a poisonous snake, there's an adder, and then there's a cute little hedgehog. And then I listed famous authors and traditional British words I thought would be kind of fun. And then I'm going to describe how to do these 2 crafts right here. Okay, so and it does show you in the directions on that sheet. So that's what's in there. There's a map of England. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you, this is really, really easy. There's a piece of white paper in your packet. Okay, so grab that out. See the white piece of paper? See the white piece of paper? That one. All right. Then you're going to take the black piece of paper that's in there, and you can draw with a pencil or another type of, pencil, pen, whatever. And generally just get a rough outline for a castle. And you want to use almost the entire piece of paper. So draw the castle on the black piece of paper, and then you're going to cut it out. And before you do that, or at least let it time to set, you're going to use watercolor paints, or you can use crayons. You can also use something that's a little bit of a lighter color. Okay, I used watercolors and I let the paper dry. And I just took it and colored the whole paper, the entire thing, with that color. Then after I cut out my castle and I let this paper dry, I glued that on, and then you have a castle silhouette. So it looks like the windows have that in the background. Isn't that kind of neat? So I thought that'd be kind of fun thing to do, especially if we have some rain. You can go inside and go do a craft. And then the next one Everything else is in your packet except the box. So you just need a cereal box. So I'm sure most of us have some kind of box, even if it doesn't have to be cereal, just something where you can get this general shape. So it's about 12 to 14 inches long and about 2.5 to 3 inches wide at the base here, okay? So just find a box, and if you're younger, have mom or dad help you use scissors or some kind of cutting utensil to cut the box so that you have it look just about like this, okay? So you can see the dimensions. I listed it in your packet. Then what you're going to do, there they are. It's over this way. There's this self-adhesive paper in your packet. Okay, it's really, really bright green. I'm sure you can see that. Whew. But it's self-adhesive. And all you're going to do is take this piece of paper, put it inside of your box. Okay, see how I did that? You can kind of see it. And just mark it so you know, and then cut it. And then you're going to peel it off. And let me show you. You're going to paste it inside. That's all you have to do is actually peel and stick. It's just like a big sticker. Do the same thing on the other side. And there's enough in this one sheet to do the entire inside of your cereal box if you grab one this size. So that's all you're going to do, both sides and the bottom. Then on your end zone, what do you think we're creating? It's a soccer field in America, but it's a football field in England. Okay, because they call soccer football. We call it soccer, don't we? All right, but it's what they call football. So now, there are these stickers in your packet, these bright yellow stickers. You're going to take these bright yellow stickers and paste them right here. You just peel them off and kind of put them in here. So you put 2 down, and then you cut off one and glue them or paste them down on the side. So you see how we did that? So it looks like that. Then you just take a black marker, and I just made it look like netting, like a soccer field would have netting at the end. Okay, and you do that on both sides. Then I took, now I have a hole punch. I don't know if you have a hole punch at home, but you can use like a pencil and push it through. You could have mom or dad help you with a pair of scissors and kind of make a big hole. But you just need the hole big enough so that your straws will fit through. And so once you've done that, then you push your straws through. You put them through both, put them like towards your soccer field, your end zone, right? You want to put them all the way down. Not end zone, that's football, isn't it? All right, so you put it all the way down like this. Do you see how we're constructing that? So you put the stickers in first and you make the field on the bottom. Then you take and put the straws in. Then there are 2 sheets of paper. I figured we have 2 different teams, right? They have the same color, they're on the same teams. We have 2 different colors. And you just fold them into like you're gonna fold them into like a little platform. Do you see that? See how that looks? Just fold them any way you like. You just need to get them to the point where you measure it and you look down and they will fit inside of your field. Okay? You're gonna wrap them right over top the straw, and then you have a little pom-pom in your packet. And once this, let me put this little guy on so you kind of see him. All right, that's pretty much it. It's a very, very easy little craft, but you can play soccer. Do you see it? Okay, so once you have that on there, then this little guy can go and he kicks the ball in his soccer field there. So that's pretty much it when it comes to that craft. It's very, very simple. And that's all I have for you today. It was Let's Visit England. Very simple crafts to do. But we hope to see you this summer at the library, so come on in. And we also have this program in person. And there is an additional craft, 2 crafts, if you are in the library, that you'll be able to do in addition to these 2 that I've just shown you today. So that's all I have for you. We hope to see you soon and have a great summer.